The Aboriginal industry, which is the group of lawyers and consultants who have been working at this since the 1970s, they use legal mechanisms to foment grievances and then use more legal mechanisms to do it. So part of it is the Aboriginal industry has taken over the legal profession and the judiciary. And it really was Section 35 of the Constitution, which needs to be removed from the Constitution. That's the big struggle, is that Aboriginal people have the same rights as everyone else in Canada, except for they have additional rights. So they have more rights than other people.
Yep.
This is what George Orwell called some animals being more equal than others within a system. So that was a huge mistake that happened in the 1980s. We have to work to build the coalitions to remove Section 35. That will remove the Aboriginal industries, sort of mechanism for making these kinds of assertions and restore liberal democratic principles to Canada. And it's not just terrible for non-Aboriginal people, it's terrible for Aboriginal people, because what it does is it puts them under the thumb of these neo-tribal elites who act as dictators in the communities and just basically take away all the funding from other people. So that's a major part of the story. The other story is trying to get the working class to believe that they're genocidaires, and therefore they have no reason to demand increases in their living standards. They should just take the inflationary pressures and the difficulties, and they're trying to make ends meet. So, why should you make demands on the system if you're part of a genocidal, population that's done such terrible harms? You deserve everything that you get, so don't complain about your circumstances. And then we have, of course, the international forces, which are very much at work trying to erode Canadian sovereignty and take over Crown lands. The thing about the individual property owners and so on, although this is important, it's a bit of a distraction because what the Aboriginal industry is really interested in, and these international forces, is the Crown lands. They want to get hold of Crown lands, and the property rights, the individual property rights, that's really a side issue. Mm-hmm. So what we need to do is protect the Crown lands, which are what raises the revenue for the government to be able to provide the services that all Canadians need. So that's something that's got to be understood, is that I suspect that this individual property rights thing is a bit of a red herring, but we need to assert government control over Crown lands and get rid of the Aboriginal kinds of consultations and everything that are going on with respect to this. And Section 35, removing Section 35 is a way to do that. And, UNDRIP goes without saying. Just repeal that, stop the legislative enactment of this kind of international kind of dynamic, which is going to enable international elements to take resources away from Canadians.